Regardless of culture, time frame period, or social class, from a young age we all learned how to play with toys. There were plastic cars to ride living room highways, dragons who took down castles during imaginary medieval wars, to barbies, trying on various outfits in a utopian paradise. It didn't matter what type, we all played with toys. As time went by, we started seeing the toys getting more features, such as mechanical toy powered with batteries, to dolls that could fly through the sky. Toys have dramatically changed over time, and even today, the toy market is seeing the rise of AI-powered toys, sophisticated devices capable of interactive communication, learning from experiences, and even developing a personality. Today, for a couple of dollars, parents can buy their children an AI toy that will not only be cute, but also a feature companion that their child could converse with. Could our ancestors even imagine a world where toys will read us bedtime stories? Thanks to technology and the rise of AI-powered toys, that is no longer impossible. In the Christmas of 2022, Leah Wheaton's daughter was given a cute Alio Honey Bunny, a popular toy that could be used for learning, recording software, and even telling bedtime stories. Shortly after Christmas, Leah had consistently let the toy play random preset stories for her daughter at bedtime. However, after listening to one, she found it a completely inappropriate story.
I had a righteous and religious mother. Once, she saw me creating disturbance when I was drunk. She warned me, but I didn't follow her advice. Instead, I beat her.
The spokesperson explained that the preloaded content can be deleted from the toy by plugging it into the computer and apologized on behalf of the company. But what if this was not a preloaded content and it was due to a language processing model error? While inappropriate, the Honey Bunny blunder is not even the worst of problems that parents face with the advent of AI toys. Unfortunately, parents also turn a blind eye towards the toys that their children will interact for some downtime. However, it's important to understand the rapid changes that are taking place with the rise of new technologies. Join us as we deep dive into the dark side of AI toys, from its algorithm emulating pretended empathy to its cybersecurity risks. For centuries, scientists have been obsessed with the pursuit of AGI, Artificial General Intelligence, one of the holy grails of computer science ambitions. Theoretically, an AGI is an intelligent agent capable of exhibiting intelligent behavior equivalent to or indistinguishable from that of a human. Conversely, what separates us humans from intelligent machines is the capacity of feeling what others feel, also known as empathy. The idea of AI capable of exhibiting empathetic traits has been the subject of science fiction since Mary Shelley's Frankenstein in 1818. But that question soon left the realms of science fiction, and with the rise of computers and its ever-growing capabilities, researchers around the globe started obsessing with the idea that machines could one day learn to accomplish any intellectual tasks that humans can perform. In 1950, Alan Turing, an English mathematician, developed an imitation game which later will be known as the Turing test. Turing proposed that if a machine can engage in a conversation with a human without being detected as a machine, it had demonstrated human intelligence. As of today, none of the new developments in language generators have been able to pass this test. GPT-4 is good enough at generating fiction, poetry, press releases, code, music, jokes, technical manuals, and even news articles. However, it can't perceive or act as a human. Not just yet. Even though these developments in language generators are not able to pass Turing tests, that doesn't mean with deep learning these machines are able to have somewhat organic conversations. Heck, they can even pass the bar test. But more importantly, many researchers are concerned with the application of these technologies, especially when it comes to the most vulnerable users, that being children.
Children don't need to learn pretend empathy, they need to learn real empathy, which they get from having real conversations with real people who do have sisters, who do have mothers. They're programmed to make something of what you say and respond, but they don't know what it means. If you say, you know, my sister makes me feel depressed because she's more beautiful than I am, and I feel my mother loves her more. That robot really does not do anything useful to you with that information.
The idea of pretending empathy in toys, as Shirley Turkle pointed out, is a big slippery slope, especially when engineers are stating that not even themselves understand how these algorithms are working.
Like we have no insight into what's going on in there, and so we don't know to what extent there's like a thing that learned what responses the reinforcement learning by human feedback is trying to entrain and is like calculating how to give that first.
And the real intentions behind these corporations. If what Shirley Turkle is pointing out is real, and in fact AI's ability to manipulate us, does that mean that they can also lie? In fact, there is proof that AI has already lied to us. For example, there was one that hired a human on TaskRabbit to resolve a CAPTCHA.
Has happened. So back when they were doing the stress tests for GPT-4 that I was talking about before, one of the tests they did is they hooked GPT-4 up to some other programs, and the AI model was able to hire a human TaskRabbit worker to solve a CAPTCHA for it. Crazy thing is that the worker got this request and was like, wait, that seems a little bit weird. So he texted back saying, hey, you're not a robot, right? And GPT-4 reasoned that it shouldn't tell the human the truth. It reasoned that it should lie to them to get the job done. And that's what it did.
Quite an impressive feat, and also showcases how AI can figure out complex situations when their capabilities are not sufficient for the task like a CAPTCHA. The end result justifies the means. Companies like Humana Pharmacy use AI to teach their employees empathy and customer service. Quite the twist, to an AI who is supposed to be a cold entity. However, their empathy is done through numbers and calculations, not the equivalent of emotions. Given that AI does not have a moral compass, can lie, and only produce pretend empathy, would this be the best influence for children? On the other hand, wouldn't this overall benefit parents if their children is able to engage with an AI and learn concepts at a much faster rate than their peers? Would that be the ultimate parenting hack? Turns out there's a lot more happening behind the scenes with AI toys. Various CEOs, including Elon Musk, have signed into an open letter about the race to reaching a sentient level AI.
Open letter that warned that their industry was, quote, locked in an out-of-control race to develop and deploy ever more powerful digital minds that no one, not even their creators, can understand, predict, or reliably control.
The obsession behind achieving the first strong AI is not an easy task. Some scientists believe that it's a speculative test at best. For instance, robotist Alan Winfield claimed that the gap between modern computing and human-level artificial intelligence is a wide gulf between current spaceflight and the practical faster-than-light spaceflight, but no one really knows what will ever happen. But what we know is whoever is able to reach the science fiction-like realm would have their name printed in history forever and be able to mine the AI industry by resolving problems that were once plaguing the computer scientists for decades. Due to this benefit, companies around the world are investing heavily into AI research.
It all comes down to money. It always comes back to money, right? AI has the potential, particularly generative AI, to generate trillions of dollars of economic value.
A lot of advancements can lead to unpredictable outcomes. For instance, we covered various Microsoft chatbots that range from existential crisis responses to romantic intentions. However, the dark side of AI is that given the advancements in deep learning, computer scientists are at times puzzled with various outputs.
Are working on these programs aren't able to answer. They don't know why the AI does X or Y, how they come to their conclusions. So these models, they're using a type of machine learning called deep learning. And we do understand how that model works, but what we don't understand is what the AI is actually doing inside of the model, inside of this black box.
While there is skyrocketing interest in AI, companies are also investing heavily in this new technology into toys such as Sphero, a Star Wars BB-8 droid, which claims to be app-enabled and responds to voice and motion commands using natural language processing and gesture recognition. While these are impressive steps in the world of AI, there is something that all parents should be aware of. Since AI has the ability to build pretend empathy, and in the past, companies have been known to collect data on children, would that make these newer toys much more effective at doing so? That brings us to our next point about the cybersecurity risks of AI. What if I told you that besides the manipulation that goes into these intelligent toys, children could also be exposed to having their information collected and shared online? Take the example of Hello Barbie, a huge hit marketed between the years of 2014 to 2017, where children could actually converse with Barbie. Here's a CNET taking a look at what Barbie had to say in an interview.
I want to be a scientist.
Eureka! A scientist. I think science is so amazing. Why do you want to be a scientist?
I always really liked chemistry and physics in school.
Overall, pretty impressive, especially since the answers were not canned. This takes an effective natural language processing model, which was just coming into style with the new Alexa craze. What parents didn't know initially was that every conversation with Barbie was being recorded and was in close proximity of a toy, child, sibling, or even parents. From there, they were uploaded and analyzed by the company. From a developer perspective, having this data would make it a lot easier for future conversations because of the extra data will enrich the models. However, this kind of recording directly violates the Children Protection Laws. The Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, COPPA, gives parents control over what information websites can collect from their kids. The COPPA rule puts additional protections in place and streamlines other procedures that companies covered by the rule need to follow. Hello Barbie created personas for each child based off of their preferences and tendencies are, just like what Facebook did to its users. Soon, parents caught on to this and launched the Hell No Barbie hashtag to demonstrate consumers' opposition to the doll, and almost overnight, Hello Barbie halted production. While this is back in 2010, are some companies still violating this act? During the pandemic, thousands of digital educational tools sprung up helping children learn remotely. However, data analysts found that
even educational tech products can have privacy risks. When Human Rights Watch analyzed 163 educational computer learning products endorsed by 49 countries during the pandemic, 146 of them, some 90%, were found to have put at risk or directly violated children's privacy and other rights for purposes unrelated to their education.
many of these educational tools were selling anonymized information on the users to advertisement companies internationally. While this might have not had the child's name on the data, there is still enough data for vendors to pay hefty loads of cash for. Even today, the government is still trying to enforce these protections against collecting children's data. Developers have also not been the best to ensure that these child products are properly protected. For instance, in 2017, an 11-year-old prodigy showed up at the World Forum conference to show how to hack into his smart teddy bear to showcase tech vulnerabilities.
When I enter this command, Bob is going to record everything I say and nobody's going to know it. So,
hey Bob, have you just been hacked?
yes, I was. So I just turned it off, and to play it back, I'm going to use 0801, and I'm going to play back on slot 1.
Hey Bob, have you just been hacked?
Yes, I was.
On a positive note, an easy way to get around these vulnerabilities is having a local environment. What this means is, the smart toy might not be so smart by having access to Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. The toy would only be able to work off of the code that it was originally given. While safer and prevents numerous vulnerability issues, updates, patches will no longer be available. So if your smart teddy bear is somehow a faulty one, the toy won't be able to update with the fix automatically. AI is moving faster than ever, impacting more aspects of our lives every day. When it comes to more personal times, like spending time with our children, humans are naturally imperfect and spend years trying to figure out right from wrong, and having the first memories and expressions uploaded onto some server is a very dystopian idea, let alone having corporations able to interject themselves into our childhood unlike anything consumers have experienced before. And even worse, technology is permanent, so that one remark that you might have made when you were 3 could be recorded and heard for generations to come. I believe that everyone should take the opportunity to be aware of these changes in technology in order to make the best decisions for their loved ones. They might not be as radical as my own, where I won't even have Alexa in my house worrying that she might be listening to my conversations. However, Knowing the limitations and abilities that technology has in your household is the first step to protecting yourself and others. Sticking an AI toy in front of your child's face might make them quiet for a minute, but make sure you know what's really going on behind the scenes. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this content, make sure to like and subscribe, as that helps the channel. Till next time.